I got to move the chicken coop with the tractor, and then I'll give you a little tour of it since I haven't really shown it before. The chicken coop. I spent a long time building this. It's going on its second year. In October. It was 1 year. So we're going on its second year. And I made some things on there that ended up getting broken off by chickens, and I'll show that to you later. But overall, I'm super satisfied with this thing. First off, you can see it's connected to a tractor, and I was connecting it to the back of my Polaris, but as you saw earlier, this just makes it way easier to connect because all I have to lift is the PTO. I don't really have to get in and out all the time or put my Polaris into gear. I just lift it up and go. The first thing is I put these windows for insulation, and each of them have hardware cloth on the inside. Right here you can see there's this bench that I put up. Here's remnants of it, a nice cute little banister that was here. It went all the way across. It looked really nice, but they broke it immediately. So that's gone. Here's a solar powered door, but I don't really like this solar powered door. I would choose differently next time, because in order to change the batteries, I have to undo this. It's not too big of a deal. But there's some days where something massive is gonna happen. Let's say I didn't want to let them out for a day. The night before, I would like to just keep them in here, lock them in. What if I had to move this thing? There's a lot of situations where I have wanted to keep the door closed for the morning until I can come down and let them out. But with it in this position, it's really, really inconvenient to control that. I would also like a time where I could manually lift it up, because let's say I did for some reason have it undone or closed, and then I put the batteries back in. I have to take this whole thing off and then go through the setup process all over again. It's been very, very reliable. It works like it's supposed to. I just wish it had a little bit more functionality to it. These lights, very, very awesome, very convenient, always working. They're solar powered and they work all night long basically. One good thing about that is that when a chicken doesn't get in at night, because sometimes for some reason a chicken won't make it in, and if that happens, these lights are being triggered and I'll know that they're out at night without even having to come down here. It's a really convenient thing. Or it's an animal, but most of the time, because I have these big dogs, it's mostly just a chicken that got stuck out. Here is the egg box. I have this hooked up just on some hinges, and how I would lock it if I was going to would be just wrapping this around. But honestly, it's pretty heavy, so lifting it up would be pretty hard. And it's so high off the ground that if anything wanted to climb up and in here, it'd be difficult for them to get any leverage to be able to open this up. But in case I was having any rodent problems, I could lock it up this way. I had thought about other situations to wrap that around, but I haven't really needed them yet. Here's another thing that I should do, but haven't had the need to, mainly probably because I have these big dogs. Right here, there's a gap. It's a ventilation gap, and I can just reach in. So if I had problems with raccoons around, I should be closing this with hardware cloth, but I never did it. It's been a year. There's been snow, there's been hail, ice, rain, all that stuff. They've been perfectly fine in here. I don't heat this, and I haven't had any problems at all. Not even with rodents, nothing trying to get in here. It's never tried to blow over. You can imagine it's pretty heavy, and it's been a really, I've loved having this. It's made owning chickens the most easy thing ever. This is another little design element that I thought of. It's indented and not just flush. I thought about putting like little hooks on here to hang tools that I might be using. I've never had to do it. I did change this one thing to have tools in here. Right here, this was a box for egg laying, but it turned out that I actually needed a spot to hold just a placeholder. Oh, well, not doing it right, but a placeholder for holding up stuff. I had a light on the inside, but it broke. And then I have these trash bags in here and some scrapers or whatever it is, because being here in Tennessee, it really doesn't get super cold. But this past year we had -3-degree temperatures like during the day. So I took some of this plastic sheeting and covered the windows, because it not only was it -3, it was also very windy, and I didn't want the wind and the cold to get in here. So I kept them safe that way. So it's just in there in case I ever needed it again. Now between chickens and guinea fowl, I have around 30 birds, and I have 17 chickens and 16 guinea fowl. I'll recount tonight, but I don't remember off the top of my head. This is enough to house all of them. I'm gonna get 15 more birds, and as long as I put in 2 more roosting panels, I'm gonna judge it when I see them, but I should have enough room in here for everybody, because they're only in here for sleeping. They're not in here during the day, and I give them free access to everything. They roam my property all around. Now I just had a new baby, and I haven't had time to come in here and address the poop situation. I haven't really ever had to do this. This will be the 3rd time in a year, but I think because I got new ducks, they are very dirty and they don't roost on the roosting bars. They sit on the ground and they poop on the ground. I've now recently taken my ducks out of here and they have a new place, but I didn't for a little bit, especially when we were dealing with late stage pregnancy. So they made it a really big mess in here. Normally what I would do is just scoop it out with a little bit of a shovel, but really when the chickens are running around, it doesn't do much. All right, in the middle of me filming and cleaning the inside of this out, it started raining for 2 days straight, and it literally just let up. I had to shut off the camera real quick because this thing would have gotten rained on and broken. So I have it sitting over here, hooked up to the tractor. I don't want to drive the tractor right now because it will rip up all the grass in the ground I have right here. So I'm gonna wait a few days. Probably tomorrow's gonna be 70 and sunny. So tomorrow, I'll get this thing moved and then I'll show you the inside and what it looked like after being cleaned. Actually, why don't I just show you what it looks like after being cleaned. So this is 2 days of poop into here. This is 2 days after being cleaned. So this is about it. It's starting to pile up right there just a little bit. They'll probably walk over there and knock it down. If they don't, I just have to take a little shovel and move it, which is sometimes what I have to do, but not very often. The rain finally stopped and I could finally move this thing. I got a lot more projects to do. I've got to tend to a blackberry field for harvest in June. July, actually. The harvest is in July. I got to plant food. I have got to get my trees up and growing. I have to build a farm stand. I have to build a new gate for the front. I have to learn about birthing baby goats. I have to breed alpacas. I got a lot to do and I've got a lot to share. Subscribe if you want to follow along and if you want to learn some stuff, and I got to learn some stuff too. Thanks for watching.